Hello, everybody, and welcome into Perspectives. It's good to have you with us today. We're going to take you first to the park. Our first guest today, Briana Hefley-Shepard with the Tulsa Garden Center at Woodward Park. And it's good to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
So much going on over there.
Yeah, it's
You
an
got
exciting
big happenings
thing.
coming up.
We do.
Well, let's start off by talking about the big, I guess it's a fundraiser. Is that
Yeah.
the best way to approach it?
Yes, so it's a garden market. It's called Springfest. It's the 69th annual. It's Oklahoma's oldest garden market. And we know that by looking at old newsletters that went out in 1954. So we were advertising it back then, which is pretty cool. We have about 60 different vendors, mainly plant vendors, but there's garden accessories, birdhouses, honey, plant societies, pretty much anything that is gardening or garden adjacent is there. It raises money for us. We have a booth where we sell plants that we have grown, and then all of our vendors, their booth fees go to help the park as well.
Are there folks going to be, will there be folks on hand that I don't know if it's out of place or not, but to stop and say, look, I'm having trouble with my tomato plants. What do I do?
Certainly. Yeah, so all of our teaching garden staff will be there. And then we have 16 different plant societies that are kind of umbrellaed under Tulsa Garden Center. And most of the plant societies will be set up with booths. So those are like very niche experts. If you are into bonsai, I recently, unfortunately, killed my one bonsai that I tried. I'm gonna go and talk to them and find out what I did wrong and what I can do better. And I'm gonna get a new one. I'm gonna try again.
It seems that Woodward Park has always been a crown jewel in the heart of Tulsa.
It is.
And I see people out there all the time with cameras and children, and you see prom dresses, you see wedding dresses, you see it all.
Yeah.
You see professional photographers, you see amateurs, and if you're into nature shots, you're going to get them.
Yep.
Where does the name Woodward come from?
Woodward Park is named after Helen Woodward, and that's Helen with 2 L's. And Helen was a young child. The land that Woodward was on was her creek allotment. And when she was, we don't know if she was around 9 to 11 years old, her allotment was sold to the city by her father. And so the namesake of the park is due to Helen Woodward.
It's really an old family name.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, to get back on track here with what's coming up, I have had incredibly interesting luck, and I use that word, interesting, with tomatoes that supposedly you can grow in a pot. Will there be somebody there that can talk to me about it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because quite frankly, I come up with either things that look like radishes, or I come up with great tomatoes, and there's no set order to any of it. I don't know if you can shed any light on it or
Oh
not.
gosh, I am not the horticulturalist.
Yeah.
I go to my colleagues and I ask them all of my gardening questions. So those people will be at Springfest. So you could even take pictures and bring those pictures with you to show them, like, hey,
I had not thought of that.
This is what my tomato looks like one year, and last year it looked like this.
I got to tell you, and I spoke about this just before we started taping. I got a shot of a red-winged blackbird out of season when it should not have been there when I was there early one morning, first light. And I was astounded. You can see all kinds of bird life. You can hear them. I don't know if many folks out there that are watching do this, but one of my joys in life, I'm a simple man, is to be up early enough to hear the birds wake. And they'll come alive here, and then over here, and then over here, and then all of a sudden it's a chorus. When you're at Woodward Park, it's like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, if you will. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot to see.
Yeah, certainly. And it changes, throughout the year. I've been there about a year now, and so seeing the different wildlife that passes through and the different plants that bloom at different times, just watching that full cycle of migration, of life with the plants. It's really quite a gift to be able to see.
This has also been a good year for color at the park.
Yeah.
Because when fall hit, it was kind of a strange fall for all of us. in this part of the world. Yet the colors in Woodward Park were gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now. It's stunning, and it'll only continue to get better.
Any weddings ever held there?
Oh gosh, yes. It's a
Really?
very loving place, yes.
They ought to have, one area designated for weddings and another area for divorces.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, just add a little color, a little flavor.
You can get married really any place there. We have a director of events who will, if your dream is to get married in the Rose Garden, she will make that happen. If your dream is to get married in the mansion, she'll make that happen.
No kidding.
we can make all the dreams come true out there for
I saw a
special
picture
events.
of Woodward Park, and I believe what I saw was the Rose Garden area on the Antique Roadshow.
I did not see that.
And it was on last fall, I think, because they were plugging away at they were going to make a trip to Tulsa to price some things, and you know what they do on the Antique Roadshow.
yeah.
So I thought, well, if they can show up and take pictures, so can I. But you guys welcome photographers, don't you?
We do. We do have photography permits, and they're very low cost, just day of permits. We have annual permits as well. But the money from those permits goes right back into the park. If it's for commercial photography, so if you're hiring a photographer or you're going to use it for publications or something like that, then we do ask that you get a permit. But if you're just taking pictures with your phone of your kids, then yes.
Or if you're just a wildlife freak like I am, and you just want to get some pictures,
Yeah.
there's no permit needed.
Right.
Any hours on the park?
So the park itself is open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night. It's a city park, so it follows the regular city park hours. Tulsa Garden Center Mansion is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, unless there's a private event. And then the Teaching Garden is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9
Wait
to
a
4.
minute.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about the Teaching
The
Garden.
Teaching Garden. So the Teaching Garden is, if you've seen it, it looks like a red barn. It's actually the oldest building on the property.
Yeah.
It's on the eastern part of the park. And the Teaching Garden that's the hidden gem, though I wish it wasn't so hidden from everyone because it is incredible. It has koi ponds and a very curated garden that you can go and enjoy. It's stunning. And it shows what the home gardener can do in their own space, because all of this is thriving in a Tulsa garden.
Briana, we have less than 30 seconds.
Okay.
Give us again the dates of the big event.
Yeah, Springfest, April 12th and 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's free to attend.
That's great. Thank you for coming
Thank
by and
you.
visiting with us. And I urge everybody, if you get a chance, go by and help support the park. I mean, it supports us, so let's pour a little bit back into it. Thank you again for coming by.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this.